This is another day where I don't really know what I want to say. I just got out here, like, I could not stay in the house. All day I've been getting ready to hit the next big push on my work in progress, a big fiction project. And I've been answering emails and handling small tasks and getting back in touch with friends and making sure the little things are done so that when I disappear for however long I disappear for to get this last push done, there's not a lot of loose ends hanging free. But the reason that I'm out here is not that. I just feel super, super restless. Went to take out the trash and just didn't come back. You know, it's like went out to get a pack of smokes and you never saw your dad again, right? But it's like the writer version of that. It's so pretty out here. The crickets are just kind of a shimmer of sound. And I find myself thinking, of all the things, this would be so much easier if there were fireflies here. I don't think there are fireflies in Florida. Maybe there are. I haven't heard of any. But there was a place that I lived in Iowa, West Branch, Iowa, where just past the last of the houses, it was this tiny, tiny town. The Hoover Presidential Museum is there. Anyway, you go past the edge of town and there's a number of fields with a defunct railroad track out there. And the railroad track, the ties have all been ripped up and done elsewhere. And the whole thing is now a walking path that takes you from one small town to the next. And there are like little towers out there that used to be for hanging stuff on for the railroad tracks. Like supervising switches and hanging mailbags, things like that, I guess. And you can just climb up on them, and you weren't supposed to, but I could climb up on them and look out over these fields, and they would be these broad fields just full of fireflies. And everywhere you looked, a thick, sparkling, shimmering blanket of little bitty lights. And when I needed to feel the magic for writing, I would go out there and just kind of bathe in it. And it's harder to do that here. Like, where's the magic? I don't know. So I come out here trying to find out where the magic is, and the crickets are great. But they're not fireflies. So it kind of feels impossible to do what I need to do at the end of this particular work. It's the end of a section. It's not the end of the final thing. I'm writing the whole series at once. And I need to make magic here. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know. One of the big plot threads, I have no idea how that's going to come out. I just know that something bad has to happen there while something good happens somewhere else. And I'm almost more scared to write the good stuff than I am the bad stuff. I'm pretty good at writing bad stuff happening to characters. I mean, you can always get better. There's nothing in writing that you cannot get better at. And definitely there's way more room to do horrible things to my characters. But I'm trying to learn how to do pleasant things to them as well. And how to balance that in a story. And it would be so much easier to pull that all off if there were fireflies. And there's just not. Like, I could go out to the ocean and listen to the waves lapping against the sand, maybe. Or not the ocean, the bay. You could go out to the bay, go out to the Gulf maybe, sit out there in the dark out in clear water. It's probably a good time of year to do that. But the other thing is, and dare I say, anybody else listening to this, I have it in me to make that magic. I don't actually need the fireflies. I don't need the crickets. I don't need the dark. I don't need the sparkle. I don't need to be out here doing YouTube videos, working myself up to bravery. I can actually just sit down and do it. I think that's one of the things that people who write, we don't know what our purpose in life is necessarily, like kind of lost, but it's a pretty good purpose. When there's no fireflies, you can go out and make some fireflies. Cheesy, but who else is doing it? Who else besides people who are making art, making stories, making dance, making music? Who else is making joy and sorrow understandable? Who else makes it so that, like, you can hear crickets? I think being in the creative life, you kind of have to go, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? And you hunt around until you find it. And it's not really even storytelling or making music or whatever it is that you happen to do. It's just being able to carry some kind of emotion with you into the darkness, so that there's not nothing. Because without meaning, there's just no real reason to go on. And we kind of all just carry that meaning. So, you have my sympathies if you're not feeling it today. Wow, am I not feeling it either. All this big speech and I am so not feeling it. I'll pack up here in a minute, turn off the video camera, turn on some music, walk back to the apartment, sit my ass down, and get on the keyboard and make some magic. Even if I don't feel it myself, it'll still be there. And eventually, I'll drag myself into it too, just like I'll drag the reader into it. And it'll be magic. And the entire time I'll be like, why do I have to make the magic? Shouldn't the magic just already be there? Someone else should bring me the magic. And then I can write. That's not how that works. Sorry. That's what we're here for. To be the first person to pull magic out of their butt. Anyway, good luck. I hope your projects go well. And good night.